Hey, Mark Rodriguez here. With me is...
Did you hear you call me Juby Channing? Because call me Wendy. Hi, guys.
Yep, it is a review Sanctum where everything and anything may be reviewed. And we're going to follow up with the last episode with Sailor Moon Cosmos Part 2. And so the last one had this new enemy called Galaxia. She's after everyone's star seeds, and throughout the movie, she eventually took out all the Sailor Scouts, the outer Senshis too, and everything. And it kind of stayed with Sailor Moon and the Sailor Starlights and their princess all working together because they vowed to go to where Galaxia is and get their friends back, get the star seeds back, and all that stuff. So we kind of start off here right off the bat where that left off.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing is they weren't completely sure that Uranus and them were dead yet, so they went to their individual castles, and unfortunately they did see that Neptune's gone, Uranus is gone. They had some CTT footage or something where Pluto was going to get wiped out, but then Saturn came to help her, but then they both got wiped out by Galaxia. They always turn into sand and everything and all that. So now they got to go to I guess
the
to
center is more like
the
Sagittarius center star thing, or however that worked in the galaxy or whatever, center of the Milky Way, something like that. So, one thing I will say, and I know the movie couldn't do this, and the manga, the anime, 90s anime did it because, like I said, they had more time to do this. I kind of like the fact that they did have to hunt the seeds down, but it's a movie, and they also made that that distinction that if they hit somebody and try to take their star seed, because everybody has a star seed, no matter who you are. You could be that weirdo over there, or a nice person, a nice upstanding citizen. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a star seed.
Yep.
But if they take your star seed and your star seed doesn't shine, then that's not the kind that Galaxia would want.
I remember that now. They were looking. Now, was that the one? I forgot what series it was, because every Sailor Moon season has a thing you're looking for. Everyone's things. Everyone's Dream Mirror. Everyone's Star Crystal. Every season is something different, but basically the same thing, which kind of goes to the whole Monster of the Week episode thing.
Yeah, which they had to do at the time, so the manga was still running.
Now, I do want to remember. Was it this one or the other? I remember there was one season where those are pure hearts or something, right? They're stealing everyone's pure hearts. And after so long, I forgot if it was either Makoto or Mina. One of them was left out. Yeah, Miyako was the only one that has not been. Because all the Sailor Moon people got caught per episode, and she was the only one that wasn't attacked yet, so she started even doubting herself if she had a pure heart or not. But anyways, back to the thing.
Yeah, so we were just saying that I thought that was a nice little take that they did for the original series, and if you can't survive without your star seed, so if you have a pure star seed, then your body deteriorates. If you have one that's taken and it's not a pure star seed, you turn into a
monster or
whatever.
Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say also, spoilers, and those old movie, but for those who haven't seen it yet, spoilers, all that stuff, and also comparison between the 90s anime and the original manga, what we could remember, because it's been
so long.
Yeah. So, the team goes to outer space. I like how Sailor Moon has zero reaction. She's floating in outer space. But I guess, I know you're going to have the mindset you care about saving your friends, but still, dude, we're floating in space.
Yeah, you still have reaction. Wait a minute, what are we doing? But they have you Sailor planning attack before. I don't know, anyway.
Yeah. So, from there, they do make it to the place where I guess would lead to their, what's her name, Galaxia's evil lair. And they have to fight other evil, because all enemies, everyone's a Sailor Scout or Sailor Senshi in this thing.
They're all Sailor Guardians that you're going up against.
Yeah. I like Senshi because actually I hear them say, the Japanese, that they're saying Sailor Senshi, even though the subtitles say Sailor Guardians. I'm just used to that. But they fight one that I guess gets them underwater or something, and it makes Usagi forget all her memories of all her friends and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And she eventually remembers and things. They were these sisters, either sisters or close friends of two planets, and one of them is the planet of forgetting, and the other one's the planet of memory. Yeah. And one of the memory, she felt this was bad, and she didn't want to help her friend kill Sailor Moon, and she didn't want to do that and all that. So, they explain all the stuff. They explain that how, because the good guys didn't know this just yet, but But they explained that Galaxia does go from planet to planet, killing people, whatever. She takes some people to work with her, and they got no choice.
It's like it's like she's freezing in a dress.
Yeah, and they give them these little bracelets where they can't survive without their bracelets anymore because she already took away their starseed a long time ago.
Yeah.
And everything. And then, while they try to explain stuff, these other more dangerous bad guys come in and kill them into dust anyways because, they're not doing their job.
They took their crystals to give back to Galaxia.
Yeah, and this is kind of graphic because, earlier on, Chibiusa wants to go back, to the present. She did the 30th century and all that.
Well, technically for her to the past. So,
yeah, to the past.
Because she realized that Diana was missing, and then she's seeing Luna and Artemis, their bodies are starting to fade. She sees that, Mars and the others, their bodies are starting to fade, and of course Mamoru as well.
Yeah.
So she said, something's going on in the past. I want to help it. So she goes back with the Sailor Quartet.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Sailor Quartet, they make a comeback. It's kind of cool to see them again and everything. I think in the last series, in the anime, I think they did survive, but it was kind of like, hey, to meet again, and they never come back or something. So here's
I can't remember what they did with them, but I remember that was one of the things that bugged me. Later on, I was like, well, I wish they could have, had them as Chibiusa's guardians. But then again, they didn't do the Shitendo right either, so it didn't really matter. Mm-hmm. So in their 90s series, they didn't do that with them either. They just whatever.
So they came in to help and stuff, and one of the things that kind of surprised me because it's not very. I guess some people have been stabbed here and there in the Sailor Moon series, but usually the fights are just energy blast here, energy blast there, big hard sprinkles or whatever. And then one of the enemies, Sailor Moon did turn one of them into dust, but then the other one just came in from the air and stabbed
you in the back of the neck.
And I'm like, whoa! You don't see that too often. Like I said, yeah, I remember those. I think in the first season, Mamoru did get impaled or something like that. Oh, they always do that.
Yeah.
They did that at least twice, I think, because my brother and I even caught on. They always do a thing where someone is about to either shoot or impale or summon Sailor Moon. You hear the sound, you see Sailor Moon's face. Oh, so you think that that she not that, but you think that she got impaled. But then when the camera pans away, you see the Mamoru's actually he got in the way of it and everything. Yeah. And it got to the point that the second time or third time or something that happened, either in a movie or because some of the movies repeat the same beats. My brother and I are kind of like, okay, well, so when the camera pans out, Mamoru took it, right? And yep, sure enough, he's falling over. But they always do that fake out. It's like it's coming. You hear the sound. Sailor Moon looks all that because oh shit, she got stabbed. But then nope, it's Mamoru. But anyways, I know that's happened before, but I've never seen, the women. Yeah, you know what? He is the one who gets stabbed the most. But you don't see the women themselves getting stabbed. So seeing this woman, Sailor, whatever her name is.
Except for Usagi, killing herself. That's about it.
Well, yeah. Well, anyways, Sailor, whatever, because again, they're all sailors. Stabbing this girl in the back of the neck. Oh,
yeah.
God.
After Kaku transformed into Sailor, whatever.
Yeah, because again, everyone. This movie should just be called "Everyone's a Sailor." This fact, I was expecting.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about
mom to become a sailor.
I kind of forgot about most of this. So
Sailor Mama or something. But
Mama Ikuko.
Yep. So, anyways, I'll try to remember here because.
So after that fight, like I said, it took the battle. Kaku dies, and even prior to that, the Starlights were trying to protect them, and they get themselves killed.
And I'm surprised because, okay, they're dead. First 15 minutes of the movie or 20 minutes of the movie.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get into that. Anyway, and as they continue on, Chibi, she's kind of hesitant for them to go in certain ways. Chibi's getting to the point where she's not just repeating everything she hears.
Yeah.
She's starting to speak full sentences, all that other stuff. And as they continue on.
Oh, and there's a funny part, of course, where we don't know if Chibi is Usagi's other daughter, does Chibiusa have a younger sister she doesn't know about? And one of the quartets is usually you only have one,
one per generation.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. Wait, what if it's Chibiusa's daughter in the future?
And this is the thing that got me no, that can't be. She can't definitely not be my daughter. How do you know? Seriously, no explanation.
For all we know, her boyfriend hasn't even born yet. I don't know.
No, seriously, no explanation. They didn't explain how she had this feeling or how it worked. Okay, you're that certain. Anyway, continuing on. Got that comedy relief out the way. They ended up in another area. It was a big graveyard, and if they fought another Sailor says that was a butterfly, and I get the butterfly thing, because butterfly does kind of symbolize the death thing. So.
And in Japan, most of the thing, and yeah, so they all get like stuck on like crosses and vines and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's when Chibiusa and all them showed up and saved them.
Yeah, and with the Sailor Quartet, if they came from the past, from the future to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they used their little attacks, and I was like, oh, it's so nice seeing this in action, because, like I said, I wish the original anime could have done that, or it would have included them when we found out they were, oh, they're Chibiusa's guardians. But the thing is, I don't remember the anime ever mentioned that, or I'm just remembering it from the manga.
Mm. Again, people that are more versed in Sailor Moon and anime or manga, comments below, please.
Please, because my memory is very shady right now.
And we're not about to watch 200 or so episodes to refresh our memory.
Mm-mm.
So, anyways, when Sailor Moon does show up, like, I guess there's all this fog and stuff, and whenever the fog goes away, now you finally see the entrance to Galaxia's castle, but now you see evil, revived puppet versions of all the girls, the inner and outer senshis, as well as Tuxedo Mask Mamoru there. And, you know, despite the fact that they're all, like, grinning evilly, and they all got the bracelets on, Sailor Moon just, you know, oh, my friends, oh, you're alive again, hey! And she's, like, ignoring the fact that she's getting blasted by them, and they're attacking Chibiusa.
Yeah, they're shooting at you and trying to hurt you. Oh, no, I don't think your friend's gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. But it is revealed that, I mean, it's okay to, you know, like, she can't bring herself to hurt them, but it's okay to hurt them because it's not really them per se. They're just puppets recreated with Galaxia's powers. So, even though, and that's the thing, she takes a lot of damage. Like, they all surround her and just blast the fuck out of her, and somehow she survives that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, okay, how weak are they if they can't even, okay, when it's saying, like, in puppet stage, in a puppet form, their attacks suck?
I don't know. But Sailor Moon did her therapy kiss thing and it wiped them all back to dust except for Mamoru. Mamoru got away. So she gives chase and everything. And there was something else I was going to mention about that kind of stuff. I just can't remember right now. But anyways, he goes after them. And so now we've got Sailor Galaxia there, you know, being all evil. And Mamoru's a big puppet, of course. So
and he's all like...
Mm-hmm.
And then she's all like kicking him away, and then he's back up beside him.
Mamoru started kissing down her body, and we're kind of like, whoa, hey, take it easy there, boy.
I don't think it's that kind of serious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whoa, okay. And all that stuff. So, but again, this is like a fake puppet, and obviously it's to mess with her mind and all that.
Yeah.
So, I think they have an attack here and there, whatever. But then, like, Sailor... Oh, yeah, so Galaxy runs off because she doesn't want her plan to ruin. Her big plan is to destroy this being called Chaos. Because...
Lord Chaos.
Yeah, once Chaos is gone, she can take over everything. And we see a bit of her history. She got, like, beat up and abused when she was, you know, a regular person. Until her Sailor powers manifested. And now she goes from that. That's what gets her set up that she wants to rule everything and go from planet to planet, get all the star seeds. And obviously, like it always happens in fiction, the most powerful, most wonderful, most whatever planet is ours, happens to be ours. And that's where Sailor Moon is there. And of course, she has the most powerful star seed.
She has the brightest star, yes.
Yeah.
Brightest star seed.
Yeah. So then we go to literally like the final stage, like the end boss. I can imagine like those Geo games where the stage starts like zooming down and you know, it's like this area where Cosmos is at, and it's also the area where all the star seeds are created, all the heavenly bodies are created, everything lives and dies from there.
And this is the thing I was saying, I was partially remembering it because when they mentioned the cauldron, oh yeah, there was something about some galactic cauldron thing. But I couldn't remember the details of it until we started watching this. So yeah, so there's this cauldron, and that's where all the heavenly bodies are created, all the stars and all that junk is created. And what Galaxia was going to do was she was going to put all of the star seeds that she collected, put it into the cauldron, let it melt in with that, and then she'll have all the powers so that she can defeat Chaos, so that she can take over and rule the entire galaxy.
Yeah, so she dumps.
Didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, she dumps all the crystals, the star seeds, into the cauldron. And since the whole point was to try to get them, the whole point is that as long as we still got the star seeds, we can bring them back to life. Now all the star seeds have been melted down, and she even bumps Mamoru puppet to go there and die too. And yep. And now Sailor Moon just loses all hope and all resolve because now it becomes like, you know, why has she been fighting for? Because all, you know, they're all gone now. Now there's like no way to get them back and everything. And what I want to say, that's the thing I'm trying to say. Once the Standard Starlights were dead, they're gone for the whole rest of the movie. They don't appear mentioned or not. I mean, I guess it's hinted that they'll come back, but they don't appear anywhere again. And you know, they were doing all the evil Sailor Moon things, the Sailor Senshis. They were not among them or anything. And all the times Sailor Moon is talking about she, you know, she's immense, whatever. I mean, they just got forgotten. They just got wiped out.
Yeah. And I remember how the original anime did it. When she
No, I'm sure they brought them all back.
No, I don't remember, because when Galaxy killed them off in the original.
Yeah, but I'm sure
them coming back. They were bleeding in that one, but no,
But,
Galaxy. Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyways, of course, Chaos does not want, or Chaos does not want to be like destroyed, so he turns on Galaxia. Galaxia, of course, finds out that she's been used all along because they know all the powers.
And then Sailor Moon saved her and put her in her little shield, her protective energy field. So what happens is that they, you know, what's the name realizes, you know, we have to save the galaxy. You know, there's all the you know, all the talks and all of that, and then they realize that Chibi kind of gave Sailor Moon the resolve to not give up hope, and what she did was she merged. And even Galaxia too, she kind of, you know, got on Galaxia's good side and kind of, I guess you say in her own way, healed her suffering in a way. And so she merged herself by jumping into the cauldron, which was something I said last time. I said, I don't remember why, but she throws herself into the cauldron. I couldn't remember why.
And that was the thing, is I remember in the old series that she was like falling naked. Obviously, you know, anime naked, where you don't see the other stuff.
It's like she's in her purest form. It's like
Barbie doll naked.
It's like symbolizing her purest form.
Yeah, and she was diving down, but the thing is, back then, I think it's probably the cauldron too, but I don't remember.
I don't remember mentioning it.
That she was falling, and that was like the final battle and all that stuff. I remember my friends complaining because my friends, they were girls, so, you know, obviously it's different, you know, they're girls, so they're like, ew, why should they be naked though? That was nasty. I didn't like that. What the hell? Well, I mean, it was like anime symbolism and stuff, but yeah, but still, it's gross, you know, but you know, it's different because, you know, I would assume girls don't want to see no naked girl falling down. You know, for guys, like, hey, you know, obviously all the same age as Sailor Moon back then when we first watched it. You know what I mean? But for another girl, it would be icky and gross. Just like how.
And he got a person like me who's like, gee, I wonder where the story's going. I didn't think twice about it.
Yeah. But anyway, well, I'm just saying, like, you're watching a He-Man cartoon, you don't want to see He-Man. Let's go Skeletor, the final battle, completely naked. It's like all the guys are gonna be like, bird,
and the power of the universe.
And the girls are gonna be like. The guys are gonna be like, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing I remember the most. I remember her falling in the last episode of the anime series in general. But I forgot why.
She ended up healing Galaxia or something because they showed Galaxia in her form where she has her long hair and all that other stuff. Then they talked about the Cosmos stuff. But like I said, for the 90s anime, it always confused me. So I'm not even going back to it, so I'll just stick with this one. So what happened was that after Sailor Moon merged with the Cauldron, that kind of purified it a bit, because you had the lightness mixed with the darkness. And
and they also explained, at least in this version, that the Chaos was responsible for everything, like the dead Phantom and that the Scientist 90 and
like the Helenia, Metalia. And Natalia corrupting, you know, with Beryl and all that other stuff. And why they were always after Sailor Moon's power. And that does make sense because Chaos wanted extra power for itself. So he needed the silver crystal, the mystical silver crystal, because that is the strongest of all the crystals. So, yeah, that made sense. Wow. It was a lot to take in, though. And I will give them credit for that. They did explain it in a way that was understandable. So
yeah.
And at the end, you see Chibi. Before that, Chibi transformed into her normal self. It turns out she was Sailor Cosmos all along. That's what I couldn't remember. I said I cannot remember who this kid was. Cause like I said in the original, in the 90s version, they kept saying they used that she was originally Galaxia Starseed. But in this one, they had she was called Sailor Cosmos, and she didn't do what was right before, so she came back to the past or whatever to try to urge Sailor Moon to do the right thing, so that their futures will be more secure.
Yeah. And so everything, everything got purified, and the quartet actually survived. When I first saw them, because the thing is, everybody was dying left and right. I was like, oh, here's some new bodies that get killed. Also, I'm assuming Chibiusa will survive, but they would die or something. But no, they actually survived. They got attacked, but they were just knocked out. So they show up near the end again, and Cosmos explains all the stuff and how everything's purified, and all the people, all the star seeds and stuff, they're all gonna be purified. They'll all be going back to their regular, like they'll be mature and fully formed by the time they go back to the regular world. And then like in Chibiusa's case, she'll be warped back to the 30th century and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Sailor Moon wakes up. She's still alive and everything. And then she sees all her friends are all there. Again, no starlights. Like I said, they just got forgotten. So you see like Minako and Ray and all them.
No Kaku either.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, they didn't outright state it, but since Chibiusa was warped back to the 30th century, I'm assuming they got warped back to wherever planet, star, whatever they came from.
I guess they reformed. I guess they got their planets, their home planets got restored, I guess.
Yeah, again,
so they
it
could
wasn't
go back
mentioned.
to where they were from.
Yeah, and like I said, it just wasn't mentioned.
It's sort of like wishing, like, you know what? I want everyone to go back to Planet Vegeta. I wish for all the Saiyans to come back and go back to their home planet, but they're gonna be on a bunch of space because the planet don't exist.
Okay, but anyways, and that's the thing though. So like Minako and all them, Haruka Mishiru, all of them are back, and also Mamoru are back. And everything, but the funny thing is, again, not even a mention, not even like what about the starlights and have Cosmo? Oh, they'll be safe, nothing, no mention whatsoever. Just them, they're all group hug and all that stuff. And of course Chibiusa says goodbye and she'll be warping back to the 30th century. The quartet get warped back to go protect her and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And happy ending for everyone. Sailor Moon returns home. And her brother's there, her mother's there, her dad, everyone's, so everything's good and happy. Luna's back, and she's talking, you can tell. Because that's the thing, the last movie, they got attacked in a way that looked like they couldn't talk anymore. So here with her talking, we know that she's good, she's back to normal, and all that.
Yeah.
So we have, the music ending credits. We have the classic, isn't it Moonlight Densetsu, I think it's called?
Yeah.
Her classic theme, Sailor Moon theme. And in the end, we have like a post-credit scene where Usagi and Mamoru finally get married, and all the other girls are there as bridesmaids and everything, and it's all good. And the only thing I do want to mention, they were talking about like how they'll protect the world forever, or what'll happen when they eventually go, like, who's gonna protect the planet, whatever. So I'm thinking that, because we were talking about this, because come on, it's like 30th century, you know what I mean?
See, that's something I never understood, and I know it's probably explained. I just don't remember.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is maybe they do, naturally die whenever their time comes, and then like a new generation gets born that looks like them to keep it going to the 30th century. But it's important that these particular incarnations live, because they die too soon and the others won't live. And
but the thing with the crystals is, it doesn't. And the thing is, the thing with the crystals is that it makes you live longer or something. Because that's why Chibiusa look like an 8-year-old, but she's really so many hundreds of years old or something.
Isn't that just because of time travel or something? Isn't she still...
Oh, no. She's actually older than what she looks. Okay. But she still has the mature... It was something like that. She looked like she might be like a second, third grade elementary school girl, but she's really like hundreds of years old or something.
Oh, I thought it was always more of a case that because she's going to the present time, like in the present time, if you compare it, that would make her 1,000 years old. But when you go back to the 30th century, she's a regular age or something like time travel.
Oh no, she's like hundreds of years old because they age slowly or something. It was weird. I don't remember.
That's very weird.
It's weird.
I would hate to be stuck as a kid like for years and years and years. That would suck.
Yep. Anywho. And that's how the movie ends. I think in the original anime, it kind of implied they got married too. I think that was.
That's right. I don't know.
Too. I don't know why I'm gonna say it was something like.
But what about the manga? I think didn't the manga go more into that? I think didn't it end with them getting married in the manga?
Probably. See, I just can't remember because it's been so long. It's been like over 20 years since I've even looked at the manga. So it's just been that long. So over 20 years.
Like I said, that would suck. Like, I mean, once you're over 21 and you could legally drink and all that stuff, that would be cool. That maybe you're stuck as 21, 22, 23, like for hundreds of years. But being a kid that can't do, like, you're still a kid and you got that kid-like mentality, you still gotta be stuck in school for like thousands of years.
Yeah, but who knows? 30th century, it's Tokyo just seems, Crystal Tokyo seems different anyway, so whatever, I don't know.
Or she's so bratty all the time. She's all pissed off. She's stuck as a
Now,
kid.
here's the thing I wonder, because I didn't watch all of Crystal, and I wonder if they actually changed this. Because, like, one thing I said about the 90s anime, I couldn't stand Shibuya. She annoyed the heck out of me. But I liked her in the manga, because she wasn't as much of a brat. So
That's what I'm saying. If I was stuck as April all my life, I'd be bratty too.
No, see, I'm just wondering if they changed that. I mean, she had her moments, you know, because she's supposed to be like a childlike. But I wonder if Crystal actually, you know, changed that aspect about it, because I couldn't sit through the show long enough to even get to her. So if anyone knows, please let us know.
Oh man. But yeah, but that's how we go. So anyway, the movie was pretty cool. I did like seeing Sailor Moon more serious, a bit more aggressive and stuff. I'm so used to her always breaking down, and I'd talk her into things. And of course here, she does cry a bit here and there, but it makes sense. There's like people dying in front of her and shit, you know. But she's not like just flat out breaking down. I just can't move on. You gotta
in the beginning of the series, it actually made sense, because she just minded her own business, and all of a sudden say, "Hey, monster, fight it!" I mean, her crying and being freaked out over that made a heck of a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know that. But I mean, for the whole series, what I'm used to. So here, it was more badass. She was talking like the way she was like getting all beat up and blasted, but she still gets right back up, and she's still like, I don't care. I'll keep going. It reminded me like Goku and Seiya and all them other like anime heroes.
It's sort of like in the original series, like the first arc with Natalia and Beryl. It's sort of like that, because she did the same thing there. You know, it's the same thing. You know, she realized she had to fight. You know, she was a little upset because all her friends just got killed in front of her.
Yeah.
But, you know, they gave her the strength to keep going on. And then she had to end up fighting, you know, the possessed Mamoru.
Yeah.
And that's what really, it didn't break her. But, you know, she still, you know, she kept her resolve. And, you know, she even had to attack him even though she didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little bit more brutal here, but it took her a while before she even fought back, because she was trying to talk him out of, you know, trying to get through to him.
Yeah.
And then when she finally did defeat him and use her tiara to slice him, she, you know.
Yeah. But I did like seeing it. I mean, you know, it was cool. For me, it was different. I wasn't used to her being so like that. But yeah, she was, you know, giving the more typical anime hero speeches and stuff that you would see when the hero keeps getting up, no matter how much they got blasted or whatever. So this Sailor Moon's way tougher and stronger than any portrayal I remember seeing from the anime and stuff like that.
I think it just depends on what she's doing. Like, because they had to do Monster of the Week, so they had to do something. But when you see her going against the main villain, that is pretty much how her character always was. Like, you know, the main villain of the series. Like I said, like when she had to go from Natalia and Mamoru, then you have her going up against the you know, the Dark Lady and you know, the Demando folk, all of them folks in R, and then going up against what's her name in S, and then the Hellenian and Supers, and then now here with Galaxia, it was pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. But overall, what can I say? It was an interesting movie. Again, it takes me back to Sailor Moon, because I haven't really seen or anything about Sailor Moon. Like I said, this is probably like the most we've ever talked about Sailor Moon in general on this channel. I mean, I'm sure we would have done like random anime thoughts and brought her up here and there, but an actual video about her, I don't remember us ever, you know, like this. But
well, like I said, I liked the movie for what it was, but seriously, I really wish it could have been a full series, because, like I said, I hated the fact that, like I said, they had to kill them out so fast. There was no time to breathe. Starlights had no personalities. The other girls that had much of a personality.
Not only that, but they vanished. The first one made the movie, like I said, they never came back. Not even like fake evil puppets or nothing. They just never mentioned it at all.
I mean, like I said, I like personality and characterization. Like I said, that's one thing that the original had going for it.
Yeah.
Even though they had to do that Monster of the Week thing. Even the Sailor Animes. I mean, you even learned a little bit about them, and you actually felt sorry for them. And you hear about all these other ones. Oh, Galaxia attacked their planet. And you see, like, oh, that's why we work for Galaxia, because she promised us this and that, so we can have peace and all that other stuff. Oh, they killed. Well, you know what? I couldn't even get attached to them and feel sorry for them. You know? So that's something I really wish that they just could have made it a series, so you can feel, you know, feel something for these characters. I felt absolutely nothing, and that's how I was feeling about Crystal when I started watching it.
And that's the thing, too, of, like, the mystery of I don't know if anyone knows. Again, comments below. But I don't know why, like, after the last arc, which I'm assuming is maybe a Super S arc or S arc, one of those arcs, they decided to stop doing seasons and they just released Sailor Moon Eternal and then Sailor Moon Cosmos as two-part movies. So basically 4 movies instead of like 4 seasons.
But that's the thing. I know at the time. I mean, I don't know because I always hear people complain about Toei and how they do their shows in general. So Toei was doing something weird back then. So who knows?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's about all I can say. The movie, like I said, the 2 films were okay for what they were. I mean, they really got the point across as far as the story went. The characterization just sucked. Except for Sailor Moon, because Sailor Moon was like on point.
Yeah. But everything else, of course, again, the movie was kind of rushed and everything. And again, the Sailor Starlight didn't have much personality in the first one. And then here they get wiped out in the first 20 minutes and never get brought up again. So you don't even get none of that. And
you don't even really get to fully know them, you know? I mean, like,
like you said, in the last video, one of them was more standoffish. Sailor trying to get all.
Yaten was the standoffish one. Taiki was the reserved, quiet, yet smart one. And Seiya was like the outgoing, talkative one.
I want to get all up in Sailor Moon, basically.
Okay.
I still felt that the movie was worse because in the other one, they didn't know. For all they knew, Mamoru went to the plane to America and just never came back, was a douche or something. And, they didn't know until the final trilogy episodes revealed he was actually attacked by Galaxia on the plane, which is why he never came back. So Seiya was making moves on her and it was between making moves on her in general, but also trying to console her because she kept breaking down because Mamoru never talked back, never, messaged her, never mailed her or anything. But again, they didn't know that he was killed. He could have been
I remember that other one part of the original for Stars where Seiya saw Mamoru's picture. He put the picture there. He need to stop making her so sad.
Yeah, and he was like mad. I hate you for making her so upset and all that. But it's like they didn't know.
And also the fact that I can't have her. So
I know. But here in this version, they killed Mamoru right in front of them because they went to rescue her before she would get attacked too and everything. So you knew that the dude is dead. And he all trying to make moves on her and shit while he's like missing them and everything. That made him a little more douchey in this version. Because I'm not sure the manga did that where they killed her in front of them or whatever. See,
that's the thing, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's so far back. But
I just know that he was the first.
That made Say a bit more douchier. But anyways, that's here and there. I still like the movie. It's the same thing what Wendy says. It's just missing characterization here and there. But again, it's a movie. You got to pick up the pace. You got to hit the character beats and all that kind of stuff. But,
and one main thing I also changed, Hayashibara Megumi, she's a good voice actress and all that other stuff, but I don't want to hear Lena Inverse as Galaxia. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear Musashi as Musashi from Pokemon as Galaxia. I just don't like her. I just don't like her portrayal of her because she don't sound like a villain.
Yeah. But, there you go. So anyways, guys, eventually I do want to go back and we'll check out Sailor Eternal. I don't want to, promise, like this time we were doing part 1, we'll do part 2. I don't want to promise that we're going to do Eternal anytime soon, but we will get to it eventually.
Might as well.
I know it's backwards.
Might as well just see how they handle supers because like I said, that's one and part of the original anime that I legit hated because of how it was adapted and how badly it was adapted. Because like I said, it just became the Chibiusa show and the main reason it did because in Japan at the time, Chibiusa was a popular character. So that's why the whole season kind of focused around her so much and pretty much put everybody else in the background, including the Outers who were in the Supers manga. That dude drove me crazy. I was like, so where are they? Where are they? I like the Supers. I like Uranus. I like Haruka. I like Michiru. I like Setsuna. I like Hotaru, especially Hotaru, because she got gypped in S for the original 90s anime so much. So yeah. Yeah. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez signing off here, and with me is Joopy-chan. They know where my name comes from. Yep. Or name is Joopy, or you can call me Wendy. See you guys later. Yep, we'll see you next time for the review Sanctum where anything may be reviewed, even Sailor Moon movies. See you next time. Bye, guys.